We can't wait for the idea of the Commonwealth. Well, one day it's going to happen. One day somebody's going to stand up. One day someone's going to pull this together. No, the one day is now, and the people are you and me. You and me. We got to make this work, right? But here's another reason. We have to find a way to control our own economics. We have to control our own economy before others do. Let me tell you what I mean. If we don't take control of our own economic system, our own economic culture, others will do it for us. Others will tell us how much we need to make. Others will tell us how we have to live. Others will tell us if our kids can go to college. Others can tell us about how long we're going to live. Because right now, healthcare is not necessarily provided. Healthcare is owned. And without an economic system and without a commonwealth, you don't know what's going to happen once you're ill or how you stay healthy. We've got to control our own economics, our own economic society before others do. Listen to me. If we don't build our own economic systems, we will continue to be consumers rather than producers. If we don't build our own, we will be consumers. We will stay consumers rather than being producers. But when we take control of our own economy, now we're producers. We're producing our own. We have a say in what happens to us. We have a say at where we live. We have a say of what we eat. We have a say to our health. We have a say at how we raise our children, how we educate our children. Am I making sense? We've got to control our own economy. Why? Because ownership equals power. Please write it down. Ownership of that system, that economic system, equals power. Power is ownership, and ownership equals power. So we've got to own the land. We've got to own our land. We've got to own our houses. We've got to own our businesses. We've got to own our financial institutions. We've got to own our industries. We've got to own our hospitals. We've got to own our grocery and food stores. We've got to own our own farms. You get what I'm saying? We have to own them. Why? Because that's how we influence the future. And we can't wait. We can't wait. Well, who is we? Who is our? It's us who believe in a commonwealth. We just want to live together. We don't want to tell anybody who to worship. We don't want to tell anybody what to believe necessarily. We want everybody to believe in this one big idea, a commonwealth. We live in a society where everybody can win. Everybody can win. That's what we believe. That's how we influence our future. I think I'm making sense, right? If we have these things together and we're controlling our own economy, everything changes. Now, depending on an external system, listen to me. If we keep depending on an external system for our survival, for our very survival, what we eat, how we live, then we're going to be vulnerable. Vulnerability happens because you don't control what's yours. You don't control it. That becomes an issue in life. So depending on external sources, we don't want to do that. We don't want to have to depend on external sources for our education, our healthcare, our mentorship, our financial literacy, or all those other things that bring us great success. We've got to control it. Me, you, the whole team. We've got to control it. Am I making sense? When we control our economic systems, it changes what we can do for one another. It changes what we can do for the world. That's how this thing works. That's how it comes together in a great way. So here's another one that I want to give you. You're writing these down, right? I hope you are. Why can't we wait, Martin? Here's a reason. The next generation could be at risk. We can't wait. We can't wait any longer. Now I have a grandson. So I have to think about this grandson. It won't be long. It won't be long. He's about 2 now. born 2 years ago, 20 months ago, born. He's got to go to college. He's got to have a car to drive. Shoot, by the time he is 18, they might have private drones that take him to college, or, everything might change. Well, he needs an economic floor to stand on. He and his parents and other parents around them, it's just me, my wife, our children, and their grandchildren, right? No, wrong. I have to be thinking about your next generation. I have to live in a way in my house that my neighbor is not scared of what's going on in my house. Am I making sense? I've got to be thinking about my great-great-grandchildren so that they grow up and they can be a positive, collectively positive impact on the community. That's my job. That's your job. We can't wait. We can't wait for our society to continue to crumble. We've got to think about the next generation. If we don't act now, what will our children inherit? I'll tell you what your children will inherit: national debt, personal debt, family debt. Your children will inherit debt. They'll inherit this whole thing of dependence, this attitude. Grandma and granddad were dependent on the world. Mom and dad were dependent on the world around them. That's all I know now. If my mom and dad were dependent on the world around them, that's all they taught me. We have to stop doing that. We have to teach and show our children and our grandchildren that they don't have to be dependent on anyone except the Commonwealth culture. And when all of us come together, those families are united. Now we're no longer vulnerable. We're no longer dysfunctional. We are a functioning society that has wealth, that has knowledge, that has freedom. We can't wait to build that. We must be intentional right now to build that idea of wealth building. We'll have to do it now. We can't wait. Future leaders and innovators and big thinkers and people who can see tomorrow in business, they're business owners, they're shaping today, but they'll also shape tomorrow. We will equip them. Are we going to equip them? Are we going to create the business leaders for the next business leaders? Or we're going to create those young people who can shape our society for tomorrow? Communicate with me on this particular channel. Subscribe to it.